Hi guys, Chuck Leavell here, enjoying using my Sterling ST69 microphones that I've just received and had a lot of fun experimenting with. We've tried a few different configurations with these mics. This is one sort of traditional configuration, using them at a 45-degree angle. The cardioid pattern is going to capture just the diaphragm that's facing down towards the string here. And in this configuration, you're going to get, and you might experiment with the exact placement of this, but keeping the mics approximately, what would that be, 6 to 8 inches apart in a 45-degree angle. And it's really a matter of experimenting with each different piano. All pianos are different. And finding the exact sweet spots where you get the full stereo perspective, and also, just the coloration that we're looking for in sound. Another way that we use the mics from time to time is facing each other, and without actually doing this, we would close them all the way where they're actually almost touching, and then again with the cardioid pattern and face straight down. But we've had a lot of fun experimenting with various different techniques. One of the things that I've found that's interesting is to actually take a microphone and place it underneath the piano. You can find a sweet spot there and use that in addition to what you're using up here in the stereo perspective. And sometimes that gives it a little bit more beefier sound.
So tell me what you like about Sterling mics.
I've recently been introduced to Sterling microphones. I've experimented with them. I'm working on a new project now, which is a tribute to pioneering blues piano players. And these are mostly artists that are unknown from the 30s, 40s, 50s era. Names like Leroy Carr, Skip James, some that are maybe a little better known, Otis Spann. I picked an early Ray Charles song that I like. But in working on this record, I've begun to use the Sterling microphones. We started using the ST55s. What I found is that in the conjunction with the other microphones, they seem to add a certain beefiness, a certain power and punch. They're certainly not too dark in doing that. They have what they add on the low end, and what they add to the punch is a very clear hit, if you will, very precise. The piano is probably the most difficult instrument that you can record because of the range of dynamics. You're going from, you have 88 keys on the thing. You're going from incredibly low frequencies to incredibly high, and they're mixing together as you're playing. There's this just incredible world of a universe of notes and harmonics floating around there, and it's very difficult to capture that. I think the Sterlings do that very well. I've recently come to use the ST69s. They have a little more flexibility in that they're switchable from cardioid to omni and so forth. The diaphragms pick up the dynamics of the piano very, very well and express that broad spectrum of sound very clearly. And I like to say that it's almost like your head is inside the piano when you're listening to a recording having used the Sterling mics. They're wonderful.